Okay, guys, I just need to make sure the sound is working. Sorry for the other stream breaking up. Hold on. Hold on 2 seconds. Sound is working. Good. Okay. We're going to get into the China virus. I deleted that other stream I had just started. Um, I was trying this new way of starting a stream where I didn't have to put the code in, and it starts the stream right from the software, but I don't like it at all. It's it's just kind of stupid. It's like almost more work than just putting in the code, and it's harder to stop and start. So I'm gonna keep streaming like this instead. Um, so sorry about that. But we're gonna get into the China virus right now. Hopefully you can hear me. Let me just make sure. It's harder to stop and start. Okay, it's working. So I'm gonna keep streaming like this instead. Okay. Sounds like you're. Yeah, there's something wrong with my mic. I need to get a new mic, and I'll tell you, I was resetting up my computer, so every time I do that, there's always a problem. But I have actually, because I was resetting up my computer, I have a second screen now. Audio is good, says M. Craig. Yeah, the audio should be okay right now. But I am going to be getting a new mic. I know there's some background noise in this, but actually, I should move these Bluetooth things away. Hold on, that might make it better. I wasn't thinking about that. But I set up a second computer screen so that I can now see the chat without looking at my phone. So I don't need my phone really at all. So I know the camera is a little off. I think I'm closer to it than normal, but that's just because I have this other screen and I don't have room to have them just totally side by side. So they're kind of in, but it should be okay. So we're going to get into this. We had the stream yesterday. My brother ruined the stream at the end. So I ended up just going off the stream. And it was good because we were seeing the update while we were on the stream. How's your day going? It's okay. Hasn't been great, but it was good because I set the computer up and I like this two-screen setup I'm using now. It's a lot easier without using my phone to look at the chat. And I can move stuff, get stuff ready on this screen, and then move it over, so I can have more stuff up at to get ready instead of going on every website right away. So to get into what's going on with the virus, when we were on the air yesterday, we saw a big update where there were 70 new cases, and the cases went over 30,000. Numbers right now are pretty similar because they don't do these big updates. They only do them once every 24 hours. So that's what's going on there. So you can see 639 deaths, 31,532 dead, injured, injured, infected, 639 dead. These are only official numbers. But yesterday I was looking because I'm like, okay, these will go over 1,000 because we hadn't had the update for the actual provinces. So we have two provinces and another one that are almost at 1,000 cases. That aren't in Hubei province where this started. So it's definitely spreading throughout China. I want to also show you this. We found this yesterday. So this is good because you can see where, what happened. So there were 73 deaths yesterday in all. And look at this, 41 new cases in Japan yesterday. So, 3,000 whatever in China, 41 in Japan, 5 in Singapore, 4 in Hong Kong. As you go down the list, you can see. So this is a really good site as well. This is worldmeters.info/coronavirus. These numbers are, what are my numbers? What are the numbers here? They're pretty similar. Yeah, they're pretty similar. So this thing gets updated a lot, so that's good. So that gives you an indication of what's going on with deaths and everything. And 15% of people are in critical condition. Look at that. That's also something. If we check this, pretty much the same stuff. This is saying a little more deaths, but we'll have to see. But I want to show you some updates. We're also going to go on some Chinese websites because that was good yesterday. I hope this camera angle is okay. I'll have to fiddle with the camera and move it, you know, a little more, but I have it more stable on the computer, so that's good. I think I just need to move the screen back. I'm not going to do it now, but... So, let's get into these live updates. I haven't been able to look that much about this today, so I'm not sure what we're going to see, but there should be some updates. Look at this. Ship docked in New Jersey will delay its trip. Royal Caribbean will delay one of its cruise ships departures. Anthem of the Seas will not depart Saturday. 4 passengers were taken to the hospital to be tested. Because they want real test results before they leave. So that's going on. So that's a Royal Caribbean Anthem of the Seas. Ooh, look at this. Health official. A lot of people are wearing masks that don't need them. Yeah, because there's a shortage. So he noted the healthcare workers, especially those treating patients, are the ones who need equipment. The situation of the healthcare provider needing personal protective equipment is more serious than masks for everybody. Health officials have urged people in the U.S. to take usual precautions that they would in cold and flu season. Cruise ship in Japan has most coronavirus cases outside China. So did this go up? This was at... Whoa, whoa, whoa. This is crazy, guys. So... this ship yesterday, the total was 20 people had the coronavirus on here. Now there are 61 people on this ship with coronavirus. So there's more people on this ship with coronavirus than any country on its own outside China. That's kind of crazy. 61 passengers have been infected. Highest concentrations of coronavirus outside of China. It's anchored off Yokohama near Tokyo. Look, 1,000 crew members and close to 3,000 passengers, 428 Americans. And they're going to be there for at least 14 days. So that's big. I didn't know there were that many people. Let's see. How many cases have there been? Well, we know that. Now this says 638 people. So maybe, oh no, I say 639. Okay. I was thinking 635. That was from yesterday. So let's keep going through here. So that cruise ship thing is pretty big. I mean, 61 people. Let's look at the other ones. So this is the one docked in Hong Kong. 33 crew members has shown symptoms of illness, though most had tested negative for coronavirus. What's the ship line? It's, let's see. Diamond Princess. Is that like a, let's see what that is. I guess just Diamond Princess. Yeah, Princess Diamond or Diamond Princess or something. And we just saw about that, the one in New Jersey, which isn't leaving yet because of fears. Let's see. I want to look at the Guardian article because that's usually pretty good. Ooh, look at this. This person said the coronavirus is having a devastating effect on the luxury goods market. This British company closed 24 of its 64 stores in mainland China. The others were operating with reduced hours. The number of shoppers had plunged 80%. No one there had been diagnosed. Yeah. So, and this is just not this, but really any. Hi, Lady of Faith from Arkansas. Uh, you know, it's not just this one luxury company. It's like everybody who owns a store or a company or a business and they can't work from home. How are they going to get their money? Do you know the point of origin for the ship or for the port? Oh, the port of origin. I'm not sure. This person says Japan. I assume it was from Japan, and then like it just happened, and then they turned back or something. That's what I'm thinking. That makes the most sense. Uh, the upgrading. Ooh, what is this? Upgraded coronavirus level in Singapore has sparked some panic. So I guess Singapore has raised like their level or whatever. What else? Let's see. Yeah, so there was a lot of news about this doctor yesterday who died, who kind of he was the whistleblower kind of for this for getting people to know about the virus. So this says Communist Party investigators in China are looking into issues raised by the whistleblower doctor. But there was this whole thing yesterday of was he dead, was he not? Ultimately, when we were on the air later, it was said he was dead, but that was a whole thing going on as well. Um, he was one of 8 medical professionals in Wuhan who tried to warn colleagues about the virus. The virus came from Hubei, China, spread from Wuhan markets. Yeah, that's where it came from. I don't know if Spirit, not Spirit, Sprite Sam. I don't know if he was talking about the virus or the cruise ship, though. That's the only thing. Uh, ooh, look, this company is not going to is going to pull out of an international conference. Yeah, and I wonder about all the business conferences and everything that goes down in China. Where is everyone from? What numbers are you getting? Uh, Well, here in Massachusetts, where I am, there was one case at what was it, UMass Boston. Um, but that person it was a student, and they were quarantined at home, and they were in pretty good condition. Otherwise, the U.S. cases have not really risen too much, so that doesn't seem to be a huge problem right now. But we'll have to see what happens in the future because obviously this is getting worse. Uh, dropping new cases. Yeah, so there was a drop the day before, but yesterday it still went up a little bit. So, we really don't know what that says, and we don't know if these are even the real numbers anyway. So, let's go next. Um, oh, yeah, the third patient. So, there was someone in the UK yesterday who was diagnosed, and they were the first person who was like a UK national. And they're being treated at St. Thomas's Hospital in Westminster. The patient had been diagnosed in Brighton and brought to St. Thomas. Um, so that's going on. We heard about that yesterday. This is some pretty old stuff. Let me see if I can find something else. Okay, Dr. Steph, we know about that. Yeah, a lot of this is stuff from yesterday. I'm going to see if some of these China sites, what their articles are saying. Ooh, look at this. This just came out. This is South China Morning Post, a China news kind of site. Plan about to land at Lackland Air Force Base. Yeah, there are planes coming back to the United States from Wuhan with more Americans. So as Sprite Sam says, one is supposed to land in Texas soon, and the people are getting quarantined for like 14 days, I think. Mandatory. Even if they're doesn't seem like they have symptoms. But here we can see the first Canadian evacuees. See, none of the passengers show sign of infections, but will still be quarantined for 14 days. And this was at an Air Force base east of Toronto. So Canada has got their first shipment of people out of Wuhan. Let's see what else is on here. 638 died in China. Yeah, 638 dead in China. I think one outside, maybe. Some things are saying 638 dead. Some are saying 639. The BNO said 639, which I've been using as the biggest thing. So I'm just going to leave that for now. So China roughly 6 to 7 weeks to quarantine. Yeah, it took them a really long time to start locking everything down and really taking it seriously. So that's probably why it's still spreading so much. And this recovered, they really just means like out of the hospital. It doesn't mean they've totally recovered from the disease. I was trying to figure that out yesterday. Let's see, what else? There are more than 639. There very well could be way more deaths than they're saying. And at the beginning of this, there were articles that people said like, oh, my loved one went to the hospital with this or whatever, and they died, and they wouldn't test them for coronavirus, and they made us cremate the body or whatever. So there's all that going on about like, how about all these people at the beginning who might have had it? But doctors didn't really look into it. Let's see what else. I'm going to go on. I got Twitter over here. Twitter and Weibo. Let's look at Weibo. Just quickly. See if there's any articles on here. What is this? Dude, look at this. Shooting near Brigham and Women's Hospital in Boston. I'm seeing that on my Twitter. I was about to bring Twitter up for this. Okay, China. That's more local news, though. So I'm going to get Twitter here. And let's look at this first. Let's see. Doubt there was going to be much on here. We're also going to look at Snapchat. Let's look at Snapchat first. Snap Map. We did this yesterday. It's probably not going to be much, but there was actually a video yesterday where we saw someone with a mask. Let's see how old this is. Nothing about the virus, I don't think. Well, there's a street in Wuhan. I definitely see some cars. See if there's any. Definitely some people out wherever this is. Somewhere in Wuhan. Now, this was 9 hours ago. I see cars parked. I see some cars on the street. Not a ton. I see a few people on the sidewalk. I can't really tell like how big of a street this is, so I don't see anyone there. There's someone with a mask. Obviously, I don't know what they're saying. Ooh, here's an empty street in Wuhan 15 hours ago. Look at this. Empty highway. Yeah, and there's a big concern if this gets into places in Africa or South America or countries that can't deal with it. You know, could it spread way more rapidly than it is now in those countries? So you see, like one car. There's one car. Ooh, is this a mall in Wuhan? Look, this guy is. Wow, we actually have videos on Snapchat today. Look at this. This guy is grocery shopping in a mall or some store in Wuhan. Look, and he has a mask. I hope the video is working fine. I'm getting a message. Hopefully it's not buffering for you guys. The internet is a whole nother thing I gotta get figured out here, and might have to get a Wi-Fi thing for my computer. Ooh, finally supermarket has opened. This is the same guy in Wuhan. Look, he has his mask on and he's getting groceries. He says, finally supermarket has opened. We saw this yesterday, I'm pretty sure. See, 1 day ago. Wow, but there was actually some stuff. I'm really surprised. We actually saw some of how Wuhan kind of looks. Just to show you again. This guy is shopping. He has a mask on. You'll see. Right there. He says supermarket has finally opened. I mean, look, there's definitely a good amount of people there. I mean, that was yesterday. Look, there's a KFC. That's the only thing I can recognize. But I assume that's the supermarket, like right there or something. Ooh, what was that? We saw this stuff. We saw the streets. So streets, you know, are a lot of deserted. But look, it looks like there are some people out. What is this? Whoa, whoa, whoa. I don't know if that's virus related, but it looks like there's people in suits doing something. 2 days ago, though. This is pretty old. And see, there's really nothing else. Could look in Shanghai or something. See if anyone is doing anything about the... I doubt it, though. Yeah. Well, we got some stuff. Actually, a lot more than I thought on Snapchat. But let's hear. This looks like there's a new update. Let's look at this quickly. Hong Kong confirms 26 cases. Now, wasn't that already... I don't know if that's brand new information. Okay, what is playing right here? Let's see if this has any updates. So that was some good video. I keep looking over here. I forget the camera's right here in front of my face. When I look over here, it's to look at the chat. So I'm going to have to get a better way to maybe put the camera like above both screens or something. I just have it on one now. So I'll have to be getting that figured out. But let's see if there's any new updates here. But that was some good video we got. Nope, that's still that. No, newest. We are not even on the newest page. Okay. That's still there. Okay, I think it's time to go on Twitter. Let's see what we can find. Secretary of Pompeo says we've coordinated organizations to transport more relief to people in Wuhan. We'll see if that stuff actually gets there, though. What is this? So much of this is memes. It's going to be hard to like find real stuff. Ooh, look at this. How they keep 1.4 billion fed. Let's read that. Let's look at this first. Chilean in Wuhan. Oh, so he's talking about the xenophobia Chinese people have. No, was this in? I don't know if he's talking about it in China though. I mean, we've talked about that a little bit. I didn't know what that article was going to be. How China keeps 1.4 billion people fed with the coronavirus disrupting traffic and really any goods and stuff. Among the logjam traffic to enter Beijing last week on a highway from the south, dozens of trucks carrying food to the capital were stuck in line. Health officials stopped each vehicle to screen occupants. So, I mean, I see even like Chinese truck drivers, every time they go into a new city, they're going to be screened. And obviously that's holding stuff up. In the city, supermarkets were emptying fast. Panicked shoppers rushed to stock up on provisions. Days earlier, the government had closed Hubei province, the epicenter of the new virus. It was tough enough before the outbreak due to an outbreak of swine fever that affected the effects of decades of pollution. Okay. Any food price could lead to social unrest. We have no worries, this is in Beijing, that they can get everyone what they need. People are eating out less, shunning restaurants along with other public places. I mean, I'm just thinking of just all over China, the people who have Chinese, they have restaurants, they have this, they have that, whatever, local businesses, what are they going to do? Well, you know what I need to do? I need to turn a light on. That's why, I'm watching the stream on my other computer screen. Hopefully that helps a little bit. Let me turn this light on as well. It's kind of dark because it's raining. That should be better. Hopefully that's better, guys. Hey, David is back. Hi, David. What else do they say about restaurants? About 5 kilometers from the supermarket is a street of eateries. The lights are off and the door says closed. Even if you're open, no one dares to eat outside. All the restaurants along the street are closed. So all these things are closed and stuff, because people don't want to be outside and don't want to, be in public spaces. So all these people, look, Miss G is still paying her 20 employees. Look, almost $10,000 in monthly rent, and says it may be harder for big restaurants with many workers. But and small restaurants too, because you're not bringing in as much money as normally. So that's going on, obviously. Restaurants and retail businesses may have suffered losses of about 500 billion yuan in just 7 days during the holidays. 10% of last year's total revenue. So that's a big, thing going on with, what is this? Straits Times. I'll bookmark this page. And you know what I also want to do, guys, for these streams is, what else was bothering me this morning is I kept looking for some overlay things to put on the YouTube stream where I can put the number of cases or whatever. And I only found gaming things, and it's kind of weird. You have to set it up online and then put it in the streaming thing. So I'd like to get something like that set up, at least where I can have some kind of graphic somewhere on the screen, a little bit, especially for this China virus stream thing. But I'll have to see if I can do that, but I would like to do that. I think it would just make it you would make it seem more professional. Let's see what else is on here on Twitter. Let's see. Now, guys, I don't know, but I kind of like to go live later today when around when the update is going to be released. We did that yesterday, and it was kind of nice being on the air when the updates were going to be released. So if I do that, I'll probably come on around 5:15 Eastern PM. So I'll see if I can do that and just get that update, because that'll be kind of good to be on the air when the update comes out. Because we're not going to get big case number updates right now. We're just not. That's just how it is. It's one big update during each day, each 24 hours. Look, China built a hospital in 10 days. Yep, it takes about 3 weeks for concrete to cure properly. Now, I don't know what they made it of. I don't think it's concrete. So there's some stuff from there. Let's see. Let's go back here. And just to reiterate right now, for the new people, we have 639 deaths and 31,532 infected with this coronavirus. And we got provinces other than Hubei province already over 1,000 cases. I wonder, does this have anything else? Ooh, does this? I want to see if these graphs go all the way up to the. No, they only go to February 6th. If these graphs were updated, this site would just be absolutely great. What else do they have? Ooh, 41 cases on Japan on cruise ship. Yeah, we just learned about that. Oh, and that's the 41 new cases. When they say, we saw this and I was like, wow, 41 new cases in Japan? But that's on the cruise ship where there's now 61 people with the virus. Yesterday it was 20, now 61 people on that cruise ship have the virus. So that's going on. Actually, let's see more about that because that's really the biggest story. That's really the biggest story right now. Okay, I already had that up. Oh, why did I take it off? Let's look it up again. Virus Japan ship. See if we can find other articles on that. Another 41 have got the virus off from the cruise ship. Do they really have anything about it, though? The new cases on board bring Japan's number as a whole, if you want to count that, to 86. See how it's so much more because of the cruise ship? The quarantine lasts until February 19th. There's also been concern of supplies of normal medicine to the ship. Yeah, and I was seeing like they were bringing the people on the ship like just meals, like, you know, really small like fruits and whatever to their door. So obviously not what you expect when you go on a cruise. Here's the breakdown of the 61 patients. Japan 28, US 11, Australia and Canada 7, and China 3. That's a breakdown of the people on the ship who have the virus. What is it like on board? We are to monitor our temperatures on a regular basis. Passengers in small cabins have no window, no daylight, and no fresh air. Be allowed one open deck exercise for fresh air a day, I guess. If we are permitted out on open deck, we have to wear a mask, and when we're not outside, we have to keep a meter apart from everyone else and not go in groups. All of the luxury of having a seaward come back to the bed and put a chocolate. They're saying, you know, bring food back to, you know, their rooms. Those days are gone. We have to take care of cleanliness and hygiene in our own room. This person says the first day in isolation, supply of food wasn't good, but now it's superb. So that's some testimonials from the ship. Let's see if we can get any more updates here. Ooh, both Illinois victims have been discharged. The patient, a husband and wife in their 60s, were allowed back to their home last night under guidance of the CDC. So that's going on. And something is playing, of course. Yeah, so the big news right now is the ship, so we'll have to see how that progresses today. I assume the numbers will go up. So, let me see. Yeah, so what I'm going to do, guys, is I think we've really looked at everything. We showed you some of this from Wuhan, these Snapchats. Where were those? Some of the streets here. Empty street. Some of the streets do look like there's people. I mean, look at this. You can see these people around the shopping center. They all have masks on, though. So what I'm going to do is I think I will probably wrap this up. And I'm going to try to stream this later when we get around 5 so we can see the new update on the air. That'll be pretty cool like we did yesterday. So there's some videos. You can go on the Snapchat map and go to Wuhan and see them. Not a ton, but hey, it's better than nothing. Again, here are the new numbers. 639 dead. 31,532 infected. We'll have to see how the numbers go today. But thank you all for watching this stream. Sorry about the whole audio thing at the beginning. I'm not going to try and do it that way anymore. I'm just going to use normal streaming that I've been doing. So thank you all for watching, and I will see you in my next stream pretty soon.